Hey guys, Kirby's Another Vacuum Stew here. I had actually just gotten done doing a video about the 517, kind of an introduction video. Now, I've seen, I think, Tom do this, and someone else has done this as well, but, yeah, doing the whole bathroom roll test to test suction. I want to see which one has a better suction here. The 517, of course, is at a bit of a disadvantage, at least as far as the power department's concerned, because it's got it's got a 4-amp motor, whereas the Heritage obviously has a higher amp. Also, the Heritage has also got pretty much brand new parts in it everywhere. I've replaced pretty much everything in it, with the exception of the Lexan fan. I have not replaced the fan in it because it was still good, and at the time I didn't have an A model when I had it apart. So I just put it back together with the Lexan fan because it was still in good enough shape. The 517 obviously has a bit of a advantage in the fan department, actually, because it has the metal 10 blade, which should have more suction. Anyway, let's see which one wins in this versus. We'll start the 517 first. That test surprised me. I actually somewhat expected the Heritage to do a little bit better than that. It does clean a lot better than the 517 does. But as far as suction goes, it actually appears that the 517's got a better setup. Maybe it's because, and this could just be speculation, but the Heritage obviously has a much longer, wider nozzle than the 517 does. Obviously, the 517 just has the, I think it's 12 or 13, one of you guys can correct me. And the Heritage I know has a 15, because I've ordered a new brush roll for it, genuine Kirby parts and everything. But yeah, this test was a bit surprising, honestly, because, like I said, I was kind of expecting the Heritage to win with the new parts and everything in it. But I guess it just goes to show a metal fan really does have a little bit more power than the Lexan. Now, I don't know if I'm going to replace the Heritage's fan with a metal one like I'd originally intended, or with a model fan to keep it up to date, because I've been planning on changing the bags to the newer HEPA filtration type. I've still got Style 2 in there now. But, I don't know. I don't know if I want to put the A model or the metal fan in there. But I know that I'm going to upgrade the bags. This guy I'm going to pretty much leave original. Just get it restored, and I'm debating whether or not I'm going to put the right color bag and cord on there, and I know I'm going to do something with this belt lifter because it's missing a part, so it's a little floppy, and this is as tight as it gets. I've messed with it and messed with it and messed with it, and it's as tight as it gets. So I'm obviously going to replace the belt lifter with the right one for the model. But yeah, I don't know. I kind of like the color scheme of this bag, and the cord. I'm going to replace this trim piece right here, because on this side, see, I don't know if you can see that very well, but it's starting to shred a little bit. Yeah. Also, just off topic here, I collected a vacuum called a Gary off the side of the road recently. It works perfectly, but it's not in the house at the moment. But it's called a Gary vacuum, Garry. And I cannot seem to find very much about it on the internet, all except for an as seen on TV ad. It looks actually to be a pretty nice vacuum, for what it is. I mean, it's obviously not as good as a Kirby, but it's different. It's not something I'm used to seeing. It's not in the house right now, and it's actually in my barn. But I don't want to go outside right now because don't know if you can see with the camera here, the exposure isn't exactly adjusting right, but it's right about to start thunderstorming, and you can actually see a puddle out by the street there at least. And I've got all my other vacuums that are not Kirby's in the barn. But I was just wondering if any of you guys knew about the Gary vacuum, knew if it was what it compared to as far as like off the box, out of the box store brand stuff or whatever, like how it compared to stuff like Dyson and Auric, and stuff like that. So yeah, anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed the brush roll test. Yeah, and the tradition there, it needs a few things actually. I found a rug nozzle for it, because it's only got the Miracle Head right now. So I'm gonna order that as soon as I get paid. It has a blue cord on it, but I don't know if this is original. And this particular vacuum I want to restore to completely original. It's also missing the handle fork pin. I tested the one out of my Heritage in it, and it actually fits in crooked. When it goes in this hole, it goes in crooked and pounds the inside of the case. So when I take it apart, I'm gonna have to figure out what's going up with that. Needs a new headlight. This is, by the way, not one of the headlight locking model ones. It is a 79, but it does not have the headlight lock stuff at all. See, there's not even a piece or a place for the lock to go through in the headlight hood either. It does work though. When I take it apart, I'm going to simply just replace everything with new parts, carbon brushes, the bearings front and back, etc. You know, the works. Just kind of clean everything up inside. I already washed the bag, and yeah, I know it works because the Miracle Head, I've tested the Miracle Head, and the Miracle Head works on the machine, so that part works about it. But yeah, I'm excited to have this. This took almost a month to get here, which I mentioned in the video I had with me and the kids unpacking it. But yeah, it was a real nightmare getting it here. It got lost in the mail twice, pretty much. Well, the first time it didn't get lost. It got sent back because UPS dropped it about 10 miles from my house. So they sent it all the way back to Omaha. And I live in Florida, so that's a long distance. And then the seller sent it again. And it wound up somehow getting lost in the mail and wound up at a car dealership 200 miles away in Omaha from Grand Island. And he... Fortunately, the guy at the dealership called me and asked me what in the world was going on, why they got a vacuum, a beat-up, trashed vacuum, according to him. And I told him I didn't know. It was supposed to come to me. So he sent it about a week later back to the seller again, and the seller sent it again with a note on the box. You'll see it in the other video if you can find it. But the note says something like, do not return, salvage part, deliver broken. It's kind of funny. But yeah, I finally wound up getting that, and it was exciting. Anyway, thanks for watching my video of my Franken Kirby 517 and my Heritage, and everything else. Have a good... rest of your night, guys.